I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be fuming with that. I think it's a clear pen. VAR should give it, but as usual with them, they kind of pussied out. Now he's like 29. He's pushing 30. Damn! That guy as well. He stinks as well. He's another midfielder. I forgot about him.
Still calling shots like I'm giving out samples. And in bed, all these shoes on my feet are old school Italians like Totti and Del Piero. I'm usually drunk.
What's good, guys? This is your boy Shrimp. Welcome back to Prem. Today, we're doing a game week 28 roundup. Yeah, so there's a lot of games. But before we get in the video, audio listeners, drop a 5-star review on Spotify. Follow the pod on Spotify so you never miss an episode. YouTube, like, subscribe. If you like the video, like the video.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
And let's get into the video. Okay, so the first game is obviously Liverpool versus Man City. One of the biggest games of the season. It was a really, really good game of football. Finished 1-1, and there was a lot of drama and a lot of talking points that came out of this game. Me personally, obviously, I'm a Man United fan. I'm happy with a draw. I don't want either of these teams to win, but yeah, all I wanted to see was a good game of football. Thank God we got that. So I'm sure you guys probably want to know my prediction. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought it'd be 3-1 City. I thought City would smoke Liverpool. I know it's Anfield. It's hard to say a team's gonna smoke Liverpool at Anfield because that ground is something. It's not right. I'm telling you, that ground is not right. You can't win there. But yeah, I thought City would smoke Liverpool. I thought they'd win like 3-1, and just because of the lineups, bro. City's lineup was basically their strongest 11. The only change was Alvarez in for Doku, and Akanji as well instead of Ruben Dias. But we'll get into that. I think they had Ruben Dias on the bench. They had Doku on the bench. They had a very, very strong squad. The only injury they have really and truly is Jack Grealish. But Liverpool starting 11, when I saw it before kickoff, I was thinking, oh, this could be trouble because we were hearing like, early in the week that Salah was going to play. Like, that's kind of the vibe I got. Like he didn't start in Europa League. We thought he was going to be rested, and he came on off the bench. We thought, okay, he's fine. He's going to play. He's going to start this game. Nah, he opted for Harvey Elliott instead. Konate got injured in Europa League, so Kwanzaa came in, and Joe Gomez as well. He came in at left back instead of Andy Robertson. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that lineup, I was kind of not worried for Liverpool because I don't really care about Liverpool. But I was thinking, this is not their strongest lineup by any stretch. With Salah on the bench, he's usually the guy. Whenever Liverpool play City, Salah pretty much always scores, but it feels like he always has a great game. He always turns up. City tend to be scared of him, and he usually has a huge impact on the game. And him not starting is kind of like that's a big deal for Liverpool. He's by far their best player, and when City usually dominate the ball, so when Liverpool get the ball, they usually just pass to Salah, and he's kind of the out ball, and he relieves the pressure a lot of the time for Liverpool. So without him, with Elliott instead, that's big shoes to fill. Obviously Konate is injured, so Kwanzaa, he's still kind of young. He's like 2021, very inexperienced. This is probably his biggest game so far for Liverpool, and you wonder how he's going to deal up against Haaland. He's got Van Dijk next to him, but before the game, if I was a Liverpool fan, I would have been slightly worried with Kwanzaa because Haaland could just bully him today. Robertson as well, being on the bench, is kind of, how is Joe Gomez, who's a centre-back, he's not a left-back. He's been playing really well, by the way, these last couple of weeks, but he isn't a left-back. How's he going to deal with Phil Foden, who's in probably his best form in his entire career? You saw what he did to Man United. So you look at the lineups, you're thinking, oh, Liverpool could be in trouble here, and the first half it was kind of end to end, but probably City had the upper hand. City get that corner. Actually, before City get the corner, I forgot. I need to mention. Even though I was kind of worried about the lineup, Kwanzaa, Gomez, even Conor Bradley, they all did really, really well in the first half. They kind of, they were putting challenges in early. Bradley in particular, I thought he had another great game. This guy, man, how old is he? 18, 19, I don't know, but he's sick. Like, he's genuinely up there as like young player of the season. For me personally, like, I hate saying this about Liverpool players, but he's genuinely cold. Like, he had another great game today, and basically pocketed Julian Alvarez. And the thing that I noticed at him is literally from the very first minute of the game, he was going in on Alvarez, bro. He was putting in them challenges, and you could see, like, low key, Alvarez was kind of rattled, and because you could see after that, he kept trying to take him on, he kept trying to beat him with pace, and he kept trying to play like a winger. I know he's playing left wing, but usually when he does that, he's a pass and move kind of guy. He's not like a guy that's going to beat you one-on-one. He's not blessed with, Doku's pace. He's not that guy, but he played kind of different to how he normally does. So it felt like, Bradley was getting under his skin, and that's exactly what you need to do in these big games. That's what the great Man United teams used to do. That's what Mourinho's Chelsea used to do. All the best teams in the world will have them kind of players that will, rattle the opposition players. And Bradley, I thought he did that really well. On top of just being a great player in general. Van Dijk and Kwanzaa were keeping Haaland very quiet. They were playing out decently well, and Akanji, I'll give him his credit. He was actually dealing with Nunes quite well in the first half. Nunes didn't really get many chances. He couldn't really run past Akanji, because that's, I think, the reason why Akanji was starting and not Ruben Dias. Everyone was saying, oh, why is Ruben Dias not starting? Another Pep Fraudiola, Pep disaster class again. But I actually think it more or less worked for Pep, because it's very clear that Akanji is faster than Ruben Dias, and it was clear, you saw throughout the game, Nunes a lot of the time was one-on-one with Akanji, and kind of all through on goal a lot, making those runs in behind, and it was Akanji's pace that was bailing them out. Ruben Dias wouldn't have been able to keep up with him, and I think it was a one-off tactical decision. It's not like Akanji's all of a sudden better than Ruben Dias, or Ruben Dias is shit. He's not shit, guys. I've seen people on Twitter say, oh, Dias, where is he in the big games? But this is just a one-off. Like, this, Pep won't do that in any other game. It's only because Nunes is literally the fastest striker in the league. That's the only reason. Like,
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some.
But give credit to Akanji, because a lot of people were questioning, oh, how's he going to do against Nunes? He's not really the guy. He's certainly not the first choice centre back for City, but he did well in the first half. And then City get a corner, and now here we see a great set piece. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Genuinely, it's very, very smart play from Pep and the City coaching team. So they get the set piece. You've got Stones and you've got Ake, and Ake's like near the front post. And McAllister's marking him, and you've got Stones is kind of like in the middle of the goal, between like Nunes and Van Dijk. Like he's kind of, and McAllister as well. He's kind of surrounded by a load of Liverpool players. So he's just before De Bruyne is about to take the corner. You see Ake like nudge McAllister, and like he nudges him sideways away from the goal. McAllister's not really like thinking too much of it. You can see he's not really worried, because if someone's nudging you away from the goal, he's still next to him. So if the ball does go near him, you can just jump and head it away. And he's moving away from the goal. He's not moving towards it, so he's not really a danger. So he wasn't worried. Ake nudges McAllister fairly, by the way. It's obviously not a foul. He's obviously onside as well, guys. I see some stupid idiots saying, "Oh, he's offside." He's offside. He's in front of McAllister when it's a corner. You can't be offside from a corner because you're behind the ball. Ake nudges McAllister, and that push McAllister out the way. That gives space near the front post for John Stones, who then runs in and slots that away for an easy tap in. It's a great set piece. It looks so easy. It looks very simple, but clearly caught Liverpool out. You don't see Pep do that. You don't see many teams usually do that, and certainly not Man City, because when they have the quality in De Bruyne, he usually puts in a good proper cross. You will rarely see him like hit the front man, and most of the time it's not deliberate. Like, he's too good at set pieces to hit the front man, but you can see this time he did it deliberately, and it worked because Stones gets the goal, and Liverpool is kind of there, confused. And it's a great set piece from City. Not really a lot Liverpool could do about it. Maybe Nunes and Van Dijk could have been a bit tighter with Stones, but I don't think you can really expect them to do that. Wouldn't have expected the ball to actually go there because McAllister was there. But then when you move McAllister, that leaves the space, and yeah, there's not really a lot you can do about it. It's kind of like when you're in school and like the teacher asks you a question, you get it wrong, but it's not in the syllabus. It's not going to be in the final. You couldn't really prepare for it, so you're kind of always going to get it wrong. So it's like half time, City got 1-0 up, and the second half, I don't know what Klopp said, I don't know what he did. But Liverpool came out literally a different beast. They came out like a whole different animal, and they were pressing City. Harvey Elliott pressing, and Diaz as well, and Nunes, all three of them were just pressing City. Ake then plays when he's at left back, plays a short back pass, really poor back pass to Edison. It's nowhere near Edison. Nunes anticipates it, it's a penalty because Edison tries to clear it. He's never getting there. Nunes gets the ball first. Edison tries to clear it. He smashes into Nunes. Has clear penalty. Not only that, Edison also goes off injured. So really bad day for Edison. He should have never gone for that. It was for two reasons. One, it was the pass was so short. The pass was shit from Ake. It's always going to happen when you play out from the back, but it was slightly disappointing in a big game. But it comes from the Liverpool press, which we have to give huge credit to Klopp and the Liverpool players for doing it, because it's not easy to press City. We literally saw it. Ake plays the shit back pass. Edison tries to get it. He's never getting it. And what he should do is stay in his goal. Well, he should realise that he's not going to get it. And even if he does go out, he should realise that Nunes has got it. He shouldn't go in for certainly as reckless of a chance he did, because he swings wildly. It's not like a penalty or it's not a red card or anything, but it's a really stupid challenge, to be honest. And credit to Nunes winning the penalty. McAllister slots it away. By the way, he had a great game, low-key underrated game today. In midfield with Endo, and you see the confidence he has. He's Argentinian. That man always slot penalties away, and you can see full composure from him. And now it's 1-1, and the game's completely changed. Liverpool all of a sudden in the ascendancy, clearly on top. First half it was end to end, but second after the penalty, Liverpool were just bopping. City were they lost their confidence. I don't know what happened. Maybe we'll get into what happened, but City really lost their confidence. Liverpool were pressing high with the front three. McAllister and Endo were intercepting all the passes in midfield to De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. Stones, Rodri, Ake, and Akanji, they were all really struggling to, get the ball into midfield for De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, and even for Foden as well. They just couldn't. The passing just weren't working today. And you have to give some of that credit to Liverpool. Even Joe Gomez, I saw one play where I think it might have been Akanji. He gets the ball and he tries to pick out De Bruyne, and Joe Gomez comes from left back, runs all the way into the middle of the pitch, picks the ball up, intercepts it before De Bruyne can get it, carries the ball, plays the pass to the boss, he gets a shot. This is Joe Gomez. This is a centre back, guys, and he's leaving for Foden. He doesn't care. That takes a huge amount of bravery to do that, because Phil Foden, he's the guy at this point. He's world class. So to leave him and say, I'm going to take that risk, I'm going to play brave, I'm going to win the ball before De Bruyne gets it, and not only that, I'm not just going to pass it sideways. I'm going to go forward and play positively. And he summed up Joe Gomez's game. Really, he played very much on the front foot. He wasn't faced by Foden at all. So Liverpool were just pressing, dominating, and they were, to be honest, by far the better team in my eyes. They were by far the better team today, and to be honest, they do deserve to win. They should have won the game, and in my opinion, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be disappointed not to pick up the 3 points. As mad as it sounds, because it is Man City, and it's any team would be happy with a point against City, but based on the performance today, you do feel that it is 2 points dropped, and they really should have won that game. They had more than enough chances, especially Luis Diaz, who we'll speak on, but you know, they really should have scored at least 2 goals today. Certainly, maybe even 3, because Diaz was having a great game. He was tearing up Walker. Walker low-key got exposed today. People kind of started to think, is Walker really good enough anymore? I saw City fans saying, oh, we might have to replace Walker. I don't think he's good enough anymore. And that's surprising, because I've always rated Kyle Walker very highly, but today he struggled. Really, really struggled. And it wasn't just like, he struggled with his pace as well. Like, Diaz was outpacing him. And that's not like Kyle Walker. Like, this guy can go toe to toe with Mbappe. So to see him struggling against Diaz was, we credit Diaz, but also slightly questionable Kyle Walker. But even though he had all those, like, he had a great game. He was tearing Walker apart. He couldn't slot away any of the chances he had. There was one where Nunes dropped deep and played him a pass where he's 1v1. He can't find the target. He takes a poor touch, and then Edison, I think. It might have been Edison or Ortega. Probably Ortega, actually. He can't... yeah, it definitely was Ortega. Diaz takes a poor touch, and Ortega comes up to care. Not one wasted opportunity. And there was another one where after Salah came on, he played an incredible pass. Like, go check it out if you haven't already. It really is an incredible pass. It shows that Salah, he still has it, even though he's been injured. Quality is timeless. Like, that pass was ridiculous. And Diaz he gets past Walker, stays on side, he's 1v1, through on goal, and he missed the target. He shot and didn't even hit the target. Like, probably should have taken it around the goalkeeper. I know it's easy for me to say this as someone who's not very good at football, and it's easy for me to sit and say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. It's less easy to do it in the actual game, but even still, he will be slightly disappointed, because he's better than that. He's a really, really good footballer, and it's just kind of disappointing that he couldn't find the target, because he had a great game and just couldn't. And he played well enough to get a goal, but he just couldn't find the target. And City, on the other hand, though, they were very sloppy and really, really poor as a whole. It wasn't like an individual mistake or anything. Genuinely, I'd say about half the team played shit. Or certainly shit to their standards. They're still amazing players, but they really were nowhere near how they usually are. And there's 2 reasons, I think. I think one is obviously the Liverpool press, and the second one is I think some of the players were very much frustrated, and they weren't happy with the game plan. They were kind of frustrated by how Liverpool played. De Bruyne, he just couldn't get himself on the ball. Every time the ball goes to him, you see Endo snatch it off him. McAllister will snatch it off him. Even Joe Gomez, he just couldn't get himself on the ball, and every time he did, he would just give it away. You could see he was getting frustrated. He was playing passes that were just poor. He'd be trying to play a through ball, and no one's there. He's playing a through ball, and Haaland can't get onto it, and he's just getting frustrated. You could see even Pep was, throwing his hands up in the air, confused. That's not how De Bruyne normally plays. Normally De Bruyne is calm, and his decision making is usually spot on. But you could see Endo was, very much frustrating De Bruyne. By the way, Endo, he had another probably man of the match, to be honest. I reckon most Liverpool fans are saying, based on what I'm hearing, that it was either Endo or Van Dijk. They were certainly kind of men of the match, really. He pocketed De Bruyne. De Bruyne really had nothing in the game and had very little impact, because Endo was just everywhere. Every time De Bruyne got the ball, within 2-3 seconds, Endo was just there, tackle, and all of a sudden Liverpool back on the ball, attacking again. De Bruyne was just he had a very much tough day today. And Walker as well. We spoke about Walker and Diaz cooking Walker. Who else in the pool game? Let's see, there's someone I'm missing. Oh, Haaland. He was just literally tossed around by Quansah and Van Dijk. Quansah, by the way, great game for a youngster, slotted in well. I thought Konate would be a big miss, but it didn't even look like it. He was more than capable. His quality on the ball was very good, but yeah, him and Van Dijk were just very much pocketing Haaland. He didn't really get much out of the game. Alvarez as well, he did fuck all against Conor Bradley. Gave the ball away loads as well. Another one of the players I think that was also very much frustrated with how the game was unfolding. Edison gave away that penalty. Pretty much half the team genuinely like played poor. Like bar, I think like Rodri and Stones. Even then, Rodri and Stones like they weren't finding De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. Usually their passing is elite, and yeah, City were just really poor. Their passing just wasn't on its day. And we'll speak about Pep because he spoke after the game explaining what was going on. But it was very much a bad day at the office for City until like the end of the game where Kovacic came on, Wendy come on, like yeah, 70th minute for De Bruyne, which we'll speak on. But it was only after like 70 minutes, Kovacic comes on, Doku comes on, and City kind of got a bit more control. They were getting the ball more. They created a couple chances. Doku hit the post as well, very unlucky as well. The rebound as well, I saw it literally rebounded straight into Kelleher's hands. Foden was right there and didn't rebound to him. Very unlucky there. But apart from that, they were really poor. And to be honest, if I was City fan, I'd be happy with the draw. I'd be more than Liverpool would have been like 4 points clear, and with a better goal difference. It would have been hard for City to, it would have been a bad like way for the match to end for City if they'd lost it. But they'll be more than happy with the draw. The performance they won't be happy with, but I don't think Pep will be too frustrated because not many teams play the way Liverpool play. But speaking of Kovacic, we said that he came on for De Bruyne. De Bruyne went off in the 70th minute in the title decider. That is really, I was very much surprised. Well, not really surprised because he wasn't having a great game, but I was more surprised that Pep actually made the sub. Because I was thinking, oh, he should probably go off. He's really not having a good game. But to actually take him off is a big statement because he's the guy. Let's see. Obviously, we talk about Haaland smashing goals, but really De Bruyne is the main player. He's not been this season, but in the last 3, 4, 5 years, De Bruyne's always been the guy for City, and to take him off in a big game like this is, you could see De Bruyne was very unhappy. When he went off, he was kind of throwing his hands up in the air. You could see his face was red. He was kind of confronting the bench, like the City bench, and the coaches kind of asking like, why have you taken me off? I don't think I should be taken off. He even goes on the bench and he's still complaining to his teammates. And the most surprising thing about it is that Pep Pep usually doesn't care about these kind of things. We've seen it with Haaland. Whenever he takes off Haaland, he don't really care. He just kind of shakes his hand and moves on. He just takes them off and continues with the game. But he went over to talk to De Bruyne for a good couple minutes. I don't know how. I wasn't at the game, so I couldn't say exactly. But you saw on the TV they were having a proper heated discussion. And Pep never does that, so it was very much surprising. And after the game, Pep, he does the press conference, and he says he took De Bruyne off because they could not keep hold of the ball, and they were not passing it well. So clearly it was a tactical thing. It wasn't like, oh, De Bruyne is like a mental thing or an attitude thing. I think it was, from my understanding of what Pep said, it was a tactical thing. He wanted to bring on Kovacic to keep hold of the ball, and to be fair to him, it worked. When they brought Kovacic on, he was keeping hold of the ball. He wasn't giving it away like De Bruyne was. They were very much playing safer passes, and they were creating chances. Talking to Pep, trying to explain what was going on, and I think they were both kind of trying to understand each other's viewpoint, because from the way I understood it with City, their game plan didn't work. The way they normally play with their passes just weren't smooth. They couldn't keep hold of the ball in midfield. That's usually how they play. They always keep hold of the ball in midfield, and then they create a chance for Foden, Haaland, whoever's playing, whoever the forwards are. They usually keep hold of the ball, and you literally saw last week the way they played against United. That's normally how they play. And today, Bruno was trying to explain to Pep or try to understand why is it not working. It normally works. And I think Pep was trying to explain, I've taken you off to do this, and they're both trying to understand each other's viewpoints. I don't think it's like most of you guys have been waiting for, because this is big talking point with this game. Doku's gonna clear the ball, and he gets a little bit of the ball, but then McAllister's there, and he kicks McAllister in the chest. Like, I can't put the footage because obviously I'll get copyrighted, but I'm sure you man could check it on the highlights and make your own decision. But my personal view, like when I saw it in real time, I didn't think it was a pen. It looked kind of soft. I didn't really see the contact too clearly. I just assumed he cleared the ball, and McAllister was like turning, and I didn't think he'd actually hit him. I thought McAllister was just turning to protect himself, and kind of like, I didn't think it was a foul basically. But then I saw the replay, and I saw how high Doku's foot is. I realised he actually does kick him. He hardly gets the ball. He gets it, but like barely. To be honest, he hits more of McAllister's chest than he does of the ball. But I saw it when I saw the replay. Like I thought it was a pen. I think it's obviously a high foot, and anywhere else on the pitch, it is given for a foul. Like your foot shouldn't be that high. You should know better than that. To be honest, Doku, he's very lucky that they didn't give the pen, because if they had, he would be getting a lot of criticism right now. Because to do that right at the end of the game is like borderline stupid. Like, 1-1, just see the game out. Like, don't do anything stupid. I understand anyone that's played football knows them kind of things happen, but at the professional game. But when you play it at like a low level, you don't have VAR, you don't have 50 refs, you don't have 50 cameras there to replay it. So if you do that, you usually get away with it at low level. You can't do that in the Premier League. You can't do that when you've got VAR, and you can't do that when the game is soft now. Let's be honest. You see fouls get given for stuff that back in the day wasn't a foul. You can't really do them kind of things in this day and age. Back in the day, that would have been, no one would have even blinked twice with that. But now you can't really do them kind of clearances anymore. So it was like poor from Doku. He did get away with it, but I think it was 100% a penalty. I think it was very clearly a penalty. I was like, anywhere else on the pitch is a foul. If I were a Liverpool fan, I'd be fuming, because it's yet another decision that's gone against them. I know they had that Nottingham Forest. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be fuming with that. I think it's a clear pen. VAR should give it, but as usual with them, they kind of pussied out. They didn't want to make any headlines. They didn't want to be controversial. They probably didn't want to ruin the game. They just wanted to kind of tired with VAR. I don't want to make it about VAR, but yeah. Long story short, they pussied out, and it's not surprising because they usually do that in the big games anyway, and they don't want to, be controversial. But that kind of sums up that game. 1-1, obviously great game. Liverpool, long story short, will be disappointed not to pick up 3 points. Luis Diaz missed a couple good chances. City really didn't play well, very much frustrated. Passing wasn't smooth. They kind of will, I'm sure, bounce back in their next game. Well, you say that. I say they'll bounce back in their next game. Their next game is actually Arsenal. The next Premier League game is Arsenal, but they will, I'm sure, work on why it didn't work. And for them, it's kind of 1 point gained. For Liverpool, it's 2 points dropped. For City, it's 1 point gained. I'm sure they're both going to pick up a lot of points. It's really going to come down, I think, to those big games. But if you're asking me to pick one, because I know you're going to all go thinking, who's going to win the league? I would kind of have to lean towards Liverpool, the way they are, the way Anfield is. It's Klopp's last season. Everything's kind of pointing towards Liverpool, but I really don't want to doubt Pep, because whenever you doubt Villa, they played Tottenham and they lost 4-0.
Oh, he tried it.
And they got smoked. So, team selection, there's a lot to talk about here, because Villa, they had that Europa Conference League game midweek against Ajax. It was 0-0. I think both Ajax and Villa had red cards in that game, so very much a tough game for them. So this game, they played a back five though. That's the thing. Emery changed it to a back five, which he hasn't done all season, I think. And you know, it really didn't work, and it was very much backfired. And Villa didn't really, you know, look comfortable playing it. And Spurs had pretty much the same starting 11 as usual. So first half, like, it's fairly, like, Spurs are dominating possession. I think Spurs had like 67%. Yeah, they had 70% possession, but there weren't really many clear chances. Like, Spurs were dominating, but they weren't really creating anything. Neither were Villa. But then in the second half, then the game starts to get a bit tasty, because Maddison scores. Pat Matasar plays an amazing pass and out wide. You know, he's been really good, by the way, Pat Matasar. He's only 21, I think, years old. I'll double check. I think he's only 21. You know, it's kind of like his first real season in the Prem. I think he's been at the club for I think he was there last season as well. But yeah, he's 21. It's his first real season starting under Conte. He wasn't really used too much. He's been really good this season. But bear in mind, he's only 21. He's genuinely up there as like low-key young player of the season. You know, there's plenty of players we could talk about. You know, we just spoke about Bradley. You could even throw Pat Matasar. You could throw in. It's almost certainly going to be Cole Palmer though. But you know, even Kobe Mainu, Lewis Miley, even Malo Gusto. Like, there have been a lot of good young players this season. He's one of them. For me, he's been very surprising. I didn't think he would be really that good. I didn't expect him to really start for them, because Højbjerg has always been starting, but you know, Postecoglou clearly got you know, coaching Pat Matasar well, and he's getting the best out of him. He's working, and yeah, he puts in a great cross. Maddison taps it away, almost like a centre forward. You've seen he's, you know, back. He's been playing really well this season. He's unfortunate had that injury, but you know, he's back in the goals, certainly forcing his way back in the England squad. And Tottenham go 1-0 up, and then the floodgates start to open. Villa give the ball away, and the thing with Tottenham as well, they're so good. They attack like with speed. There's a well coach. They know what to do straight away. They make passes just like that. Like, you can see what Postecoglou is doing with this team. And Son lays up Brennan Johnson. Great goal. You know, easy tap in. And we're going to speak about layups, because a certain other left winger in a certain other London club wasn't giving his teammates layups, but Son was, and that just shows you the level of Son. You know, not only is he an amazing finisher, his decision making is always spot on. And Spurs go 2-0 up, and Brendan Johnson as well. He's kind of, you know, really starting to kick on. The goals are coming for him. The assists are coming for him. He kind of struggled. You know, I think they paid like 40-50 million for him, which is a lot of money. You know, relatively unproven. He only had last season in the Premier League, so it's a lot of money to pay for someone. But he's kind of starting to repay it, and you can see his confidence is growing. And if I'm a Spurs fan, I'd be very happy with the way things are going for certainly your forwards. Then, oh my God, then McGinn does the shittest challenge I've ever seen. Like, around 60 minutes. Adogi gets the ball, he's dribbling with it as usual. Adogi, another great game. Again, I can't believe I forgot about him. We spoke about young player of the season. He's another one. Only like 21 years old. He's very, very good defensively. He's hard to get past him. He's strong. And the thing with him, probably his best attribute is his ball carrying. Like, he'll pick up the ball as a fullback and just carry with it, go past, skip past 1-2 players, and just draw a foul. The issue was McGinn went in like with a stupid, wild challenge. Like, it was genuinely disgusting, especially from, you know, a player like John McGinn, experienced player. He's been there and done it. Captain as well. I think was he the captain? I'm sure he's the captain. Am I tweaking? Don't want to be wrong, but yeah, he was the captain today. You know, you're the captain, bro. You're an experienced Premier League player. You should know better than to do this shit challenges. Like, and deep how bad it was as well. That Adogi just Like, he didn't even care about drawing the foul. He didn't even care about playing the game. Like, he just got up and wanted to fight. Like, you could see how angry he was after that challenge. You could see all the teammates around him, all the Spurs players were incredibly frustrated. And, yeah, it was a shit challenge. Deserved 100% red card. You could see how angry a doggy was because he straight away got back up, and then went back down because he realised the pain. He just couldn't fight him, and that just shows you how shit challenges. Usually when a player does a bad tackle, the player will just go down and just kind of sit there and like throw his hands up and wait for the ref to give the booking. But this challenge was so bad that he wanted to fight, and yeah, McGinn gets sent off, really poor, and after that point it's kind of Bob City. Very disappointing as well from McGinn because he's been playing really well this season. And that's the last thing you want. You're 2-0 down, and now you've got yourself sent off, and now your team's playing with 10 men. I don't know what suspension is. Probably like another game, 2 games, 3 games. I don't know, but yeah. Now you're not gonna play certainly your next game anyway. And that's really disappointing as well. If I were Unai Emery, I'd be incredibly frustrated. He's thriving in that striker role as usual. Puts in the cross, and it's a fantastic finish from Son. Roof of the net. Emi Martinez has no chance, and game's done now. 3-0, like stoppage time, game's done, and he's shown like he's leading by examples. So in a big game, because let's not forget, it still is 4th versus 5th. This is the race for the Champions League. Like, we don't know about the whole coefficients thing for next season's Champions League. There could be a 5th spot, but it's kind of hard to say who will get it because it's kind of like there's Italy, Germany, and England all kind of competing for only 2 spots, and you can't really rely on 5th being Champions League. You don't want to be we'll get 5th, it's all right, and then all of a sudden, if the English teams do shit in Europe, then all of a sudden we don't get 5th, and now you're in Europa instead of really trying to go for it. So yeah, this is a huge game. Yeah, we'll get into injury time now. And Son again lays it up for Werner, and you see when Werner's getting goals, you already know the game's done. Good from Werner as well, like a nice composed finish, because I've been very critical of Werner. I think a lot of people have. I don't think many people even rate Werner, but today, like when he came on, he got his chance and he took it, and he slots it away. Because normally Werner, he like smashes at it, he drags the shot wide, but today it was a nice composed finish, and game was done for Villa. You can see Villa were tired. That midweek game kind of took a lot out of them, and it very much a great win for the Spurs. For Villa, I'm not gonna lie, it's very frustrating. Let's see where but yeah, huge result now, and it keeps the top 4 race interesting. As a Man United fan as well, I'm happy because it keeps the gap between us and Villa close. Well, certainly closer. We're only 8 points off them, which is a lot. I don't think we get top 4, but it's not about Man United now. It's about Villa and Tottenham. But yeah, it keeps the race for top 4 interesting. Villa very much a bad day at the office. I think Unai Emery's got to kind of revitalise this team and get them to bounce back. Villa as well. Both these teams though, they have a huge impact on the title race. They both have really tough fixtures. If we go, and certainly especially Tottenham, I think have to play Arsenal, Liverpool and City back to back, which is really not easy. I'll get their fixtures up right now. I'll put all this on the screen as well. Audio listeners, I'm sorry, but I'll read them, like some of them out. Yeah, Tottenham, they still have to play Chelsea. We don't know when that is, but Chelsea away, City at home, Arsenal at home, and Liverpool away. They've got City at home, Arsenal at home, and Liverpool away, all back to back, which is really not easy, and it's kind of towards the end of the season as well. So the pressure could be on them. They need to win their next couple of games, because if they don't, then they don't want to be relying on picking up points from City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. So yeah, and Villa as well. They also have probably equally as tough fixtures, if not worse, because they've got to go City away. City's record at the Etihad is fantastic. That's going to be difficult. They've got to go away to the Emirates. And, again, Arsenal at the Emirates. They've been doing well this season. And they've got Liverpool at home and Chelsea at home. So that is again a really tough fixture schedule. On top of that, they've got to deal with the Conference League, whereas Spurs don't have anything. They're out of the FA Cup, Carabao Cup's done, and they're not in Europe. So if I were to, pick a team, I would kind of have to go with Spurs. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Villa, they shouldn't be too disappointed though. Even if Villa get fifth, that's still sick. Europa League, they're still be happy with that. Yeah, and it's kind of still another great achievement, because where did they finish last season? They finished 7th. 7th to 5th is progression. Tottenham, I would back them to finish top 4. They play great football as usual. Postecoglou, he's got the players. They're all happy. You can see they all look like they want to be there. You never see the Spurs players complaining. Yeah, and I would kind of back Tottenham. Chelsea played Newcastle, they won 3-2, and it was Monday Night Football, and clearly there's one standout player in this game, and that was Cole Palmer. This guy, he's too cold, he's too good for Chelsea. He's genuinely probably young player of the season. He's come in, and you look at Chelsea, all the players they brought in, Enzo, Caicedo, Sterling, Mudryk, it's just his team. Even like Reece James, well, he's obviously injured, but really and truly, I know Reece James is the captain, but this is Cole Palmer's team. He's the guy, he's the star player in this team, and he's really dragging this mid Chelsea team up the table. They're still 11th, but if he keeps playing the way he does, they're gonna move further up the table. Gusto again, another great young player. He's making it a serious competition. A lot of Chelsea fans were like, oh, Gusto is good, but we already have Reece James, so he can just, do we really need him? Is he really? He can just sit on the bench, come off, and play in the FA Cup or whatever. But nah, he's been playing really well, and he's making it very uncomfortable for Pochettino to pick when Reece James comes back. It's going to be hard for him to decide who he's going to play, because he's been putting good performances, and he skips past Dan Burn. The issue with Newcastle as well, the players they have, you can see they got top 4 last season, which was amazing, but you can see they need some better players on the ball. You can only do so much when you ever play like Dan Burn. It's like Man United, when we have Wan-Bissaka right back, you can only do so much. He's good, but if you want to play ball, you can't really do anything with him. And so Cole Palmer gets the ball on the edge of the box, he shoots, and Jackson flicks it and with his foot, and it goes in, and it's a great flick from Jackson, because it wouldn't go in. If you look at the shot, you can clearly see it's going wide, but Jackson just gets that flick, catches the Newcastle team off guard. He catches Dubravka, I think, and Chelsea got 1-0 up very early on in the game, 6 minutes, and you see Stamford Bridge, that all the man are gassed. And the unfortunate thing is, after 36 minutes or so, Gordon went off. I don't know how he is, but he's been really, really good for Newcastle. He's one of the few standout players, I feel like, for Newcastle. So to see him go off was very disappointing, because he's been really, really good. And then we're getting towards the end of the first half, and almost kind of out of nowhere, Isak scores an absolute worldie, genuinely like an Henry finish. He picks up the ball kind of on the left. The Sarsi's in front of him, cuts inside, bends it, bottom right corner. Keeper has no chance. Genuinely, if you watch Henry, that's the kind of things he used to do. And Isak's too cold as well, by the way. That's the thing with Newcastle. They have some genuinely really, really good players. Their fully fit 11 is really, Gordon, Isak, Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Botman, Kieran Trippier. On form and fully fit 11, they have some really, really good players, but it just hasn't quite worked for them this season. And so they still have that star quality in Isak, and he scores a get a goal to get them back in it. It's 1-1 by the end of the first half, and second half starts, and Cole Palmer gets the ball out on the right. Actually, before that, by the way, I forgot. Almiron, he had a chance, kind of smashed it straight at the goalkeeper. Again, when you have players like Almiron, like, he's good. Like, I'm sure he's a nice guy. He's great. I'm sure he works really hard. I'm sure he's great with his teammates. But like, if you want to actually kick ball, you're gonna need someone to score some more goals than him. You need someone with a bit more end product. Because, like, he's good, but you need them kind of goals if you want to really kick on. You know, you got them, the Saudis backing you, and it feels like he'll potentially get replaced over the summer. Yes, Enzo fizzes it into Cole Palmer, cuts in, left foot, bang, bottom corner, great finish. And you're seeing now, this is really his team. He's literally carrying this team by the scruff of his neck, and he's making it his own, does his little celebration. The way he's just adapted to, you know, coming into this Chelsea team. This is his first real, like, season starting as a main starter in the team, and he's just like, he's made it look effortless. Like, he makes it look so easy, because it's not. He's gone from playing youth football to, you know, sitting on City's bench, coming on like the occasional Champions League game, you know, the occasional FA Cup, League Cup, where, you know, it's easy to do that because there's not really much pressure, especially when you're in a great team like City. But to do it in a Chelsea team which is shit, and to be playing that well and getting the goals, getting the assists, like, I wasn't really sure about him, because I was seeing he was putting up the numbers, but it was kind of like penalties. But, you know, recent weeks he's been like, he's not even getting that many penalties, and he's still putting up numbers, so he's more than good enough. And 2-1 up again, another great goal. Chelsea look to be doing well, and then here is the big talking point for this game, because I don't know who. I think it might have been Jackson. He wins. He flicks it on Sterling. He's through on goalkeeper. Palmer is right there, right next to him. I might even put a still of the chance. That's how, like, pissed off I would have been if I was a Chelsea fan, because he's through on goal, the goalkeeper. I don't know who the defender is, but there's one defender there, and he's got Cole Palmer right next to him. Dubravka's come out. All he has to do is square it. That's literally all he has to do. You saw Son, he did it with Werner, he did it with Brendan Johnson. You see, like Messi would square them kind of chances to Suarez, you know. Benzema would square them chances to Ronaldo. You see, all the best players in the world would square that ball. So what? Tell me why the fuck does Sterling fucking try and go one-on-one with the goalkeeper when he's got Palmer right there? It's just your open fucking goal. This guy, Sterling, by the way, very, very selfish and very, very poor from him as well. Like, he's now, he's like 29. Like,
Damn!
He's pushing 30. He's literally pushing 30. He's probably the oldest player on the pitch for Chelsea, by far the most experienced player on the pitch. Like, he should be leading by example and making the, like, selfless decision, and for the benefit of the team. You know, Pochettino would have wanted him to square it so Palm can score. They're 3-1 up, game's done. You know, then they can make subs and prepare for the FA Cup game on the weekend. But, you know, he tries to be selfish. He wants his goal. I understand why, because, you know, he was kind of brought in to be the guy and the experienced player. He probably wants to force himself back in the England squad. He's probably been frustrated. The goals haven't been easy for him since he's been at Chelsea. He's not really been kind of free scoring, and he doesn't pass it to Palmer, and he doesn't score either. He just shoots, and it's one of the Newcastle players blocks it. But by the time he shoots, there's already 2 Newcastle players on the line, so he's never going to score anyway. So it's really, really poor from Sterling. If he squares it, Palmer slots it away. It's an open goal, 3-1 up, game's done. But he doesn't, and that's really, really poor. You can see the Chelsea fans I spoke to were very, very frustrated with him for that. And a certain someone came off the bench and could potentially be taking his spot, but we'll get into that later. But, you know, long story short, that's really, really poor from Sterling. You know, if Southgate sees that, he's definitely not going to pick him if he does some kind of selfish passes, or selfish plays. You can see Palmer was like low-key frustrated, and the worst part about it is he did like pretty much the exact same thing against Wolves, and they lost that game. So lucky for them, they won, and it wasn't that deep. But Mudryk comes on. Speaking of, he comes on for Sterling. 5 minutes. Jackson gets the ball. He passes it to Gallagher, and Mudryk does a lot of good things there, which will probably go under the radar unless you watch the game. If I'm a Chelsea fan, I'll be very, very like impressed and kind of hopeful for Mudryk in the next couple of games based on what he did in literally his first 5 minutes of coming on. So Jackson gets the ball, he passes it to Gallagher. Mudryk goes towards the box. The first thing he does is he takes the ball off Gallagher. That shows confidence. You can see Mudryk, he needs that. He's still young. I think he's like 21, 22, I don't know. Okay, he's 23. He's not that young, but he's still fairly young. He's still fairly inexperienced. So for him to take the ball off Gallagher, who I think was the captain for that game, that shows a good level of confidence, which, as a Chelsea, if I was a Chelsea fan, I would be very happy to see that, because you can see he kind of lacks it. And for him to score goals, if he's going to want to score goals, he needs that confidence. And so that's the first thing. He takes the ball off Gallagher, and then he dribbles with it, skips past one Newcastle player, continues dribbling. So that again, he didn't just shoot, because normally when a player gets in the box, a player that's kind of out of form, out of confidence, isn't really starting, they probably would have just shot as soon as they got in the box. But no, he chose to dribble past them. And the third thing, the most important thing, we spoke about Luis Diaz for not taking the ball around the goalkeeper. Mudryk did that. He's through on goal against Dubravka. Dubravka tries to do that starfish save, and Mudryk takes it around him and slots it away. That if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be very, very happy with that passage of play there from Mudryk, because he showed not only has he shown confidence, but he's also shown composure, and that is what you need. And I saw a lot of Chelsea fans very happy with him. They were saying, he should start, because you're seeing players like Sterling being selfish and not scoring goals, and Mudryk's come on, looked bright and looked like he showing good intent, and Chelsea fans are saying, they think Mudryk should start in the next couple of games, and he scores. He does that knee slide. The shit guy finally scored. But yeah, it's good for Mudryk. I'm happy. Then Murphy, kind of towards the end of the game, Jacob Murphy slaps one in the net, and Newcastle get consolation 3-2. Yeah, so sum up that game. Good from Chelsea, good from Cole Palmer. Again, he's doing pretty much everything he can with this team. Plenty of positives to take from it. Gusto, another great performance. They had Cucurella as well. He was kind of struggling against Almiron to start with, but did well kind of towards the end of the game. Again, Enzo and Caicedo had another composed game, and Jackson as well. He gets his goal, and he was linking up well with Palmer and Gallagher as well. So plenty of good signs for Chelsea. Even Mudryk scoring now. Again, we'll see. I think the interesting thing is to see whether starts Mudryk now, because he had that other performance in the FA Cup against Leeds. I know people are going to say, it's Leeds, and scoring against Leeds is Championship, but still, at this point, you'll take it. Goals are goals at the end of the day, and if you see now he's got 2 goals in recent weeks. That's a lot for his standards. So I would kind of expect him to start in Chelsea's next game, and it'd be interesting to see what Poch. And from one London stadium, we go to another one, because Arsenal played Brentford. They won 2-1. Unfortunately, where do I start with this game? I think there's only one place to start, and that's the teams, because Arsenal, they had to make a big change. David Raya had to have David Raya on the bench, because he's on loan from Brentford. That weird on loan rule. I'll never understand why clubs agree to this. It's just one of those things. But yeah, so Aaron Ramsdale comes in. Apart from that, it's the same. Arsenal team that have been playing. Martinelli, he's injured. I think he wasn't in the squad. I don't know why. I think he's injured, but yeah, so they had Trossard instead. That's the only real change. Yeah, so game starts, and Ben White, by the way, he had a great game, probably, arguably man of the match because he got 2 assists, and the first one he did, he puts in a great cross to Declan Rice. He's really doing it like Declan Rice.
Man just buckle, it be like them be rise. Quack them, and they feel like Declan Rice. Reload, do like Declan Rice.
That's an elite song, by the way. Just gets in the box, heads it away, puts it away, 1-0 up. It's almost like a double game week for them because they've got Porto in the Champions League. You want to kind of put this kind of game away like comfortably. They would have wanted to like win this like 2-0 up in the first half because they've been scoring goals for fun. They would have wanted to get like 2-0 up in the first half and then kind of make changes so they can be fresh for the Champions League. But as we'll see later in the game, it wasn't that simple. But certainly for the first goal, give huge credit to Ben White. People kind of don't really see him as a right back. But when you talk about best right backs in the league, people don't really put him in that convo. They'll usually talk about Trent, Kyle Walker, Trippier. And no one really puts him because they always say, "Oh, he's just a centre back playing out wide. Is he even that good as a right back?" In another system, he wouldn't do well. But he's shown that he can actually cross the ball. I wasn't familiar with his game. I didn't realize how good he was at crossing the ball, but today he really showed it. A good header from Declan Rice. You saw that's the mentality that you need. He looks so comfortable at Arsenal. Genuine signing of the season. Yeah, signing of the season and also player of the season. I think it's genuine. Rice, Van Dijk, and Rodri or Foden. I think it depends who wins the league, but certainly if Arsenal win the league, I wouldn't be surprised if Rice gets player of the season because he's been week in, week out, putting up great performances, how he's scoring goals, and Arsenal go 1-0 up kind of early, and then we see Gabriel pass it back to Ramsdale, the TikTok kid, the guy who, if you ask him to concentrate for 90 minutes, in his words, not mine, I'll put the quote on the screen.
To concentrate on a game of football for 90 minutes, I'm finished, I can't do it. So that's why I get involved with the fans and I'll sing along with the songs.
He can't do it. He literally said, I can't concentrate for 90 minutes. But like, he needs his TikTok, he needs his Subway Surfers on the screen. But no, all jokes aside, seriously though, but Ramsdale just dilly dallies on the ball, bro. It just takes like literally a year. Like, I don't know what took longer. Ramsdale playing the pass or Maguire turning, because both of them slow as fuck. Maguire caught straight for no reason. Sorry, but it had to be said. But,
I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
So gets the ball. He should just play the pass. All the Arsenal players are open. Ben White's open. Saliba's open. Even Ødegaard I think was open. He dilly dallies. We suppresses him, and Ramsdale tries to clear it. We slides in, blocks it, and it goes in. Great goal from. Well, I say great goal from Johan Wissa. It's more like a poor mistake from Ramsdale. Really, really poor. And the weird thing is, I don't know why, but I wasn't even surprised watching the game. Like you just had that feeling that something was gonna happen around Ramsdale. Like he didn't look like really that comfortable. The pressure's kind of on him because we all knew going into this game he was gonna start. He knew, the whole world knew, and he felt like, oh, this is kind of his chance to stake a claim. Like, he doesn't really have a lot of chances in this team. Arteta was making that stupid quote talking about, oh, you've got 2 number ones. No, you don't. You've got David Raya as number 1, and you've got this TikTok kid, Aaron Ramsdale, like the ADHD kid. There is no 2 number ones. You've got 1 number 1, and that's it. And yeah, you felt like, okay, this is your chance, Aaron Ramsdale. Like the pressure's low key on you. You kind of have to do well if you want to play maybe another game, but he didn't take his chance. He conceded the goal, and now it put Arsenal in a sticky situation because now it's 1-1. Like it's right at the end of the first half as well, which is probably the most disappointing thing about it from Arsenal point of view. Like injury time in the first half, you want to get into the first half, get to half time, 1-0 up, comfortable, and then go again the second half. But now you've gone in, well, now it's 1-1 and it's like it's awkward vibes now. Now what is Arteta meant to do now? He's going to go in half time trying to act like, oh, everything's fine, we're all good guys, and you've just done that. And you could see his teammates, good credit to them, they didn't really like say anything too tough. They weren't that frustrated. Yeah, you could just see, you could see from his face, like Ramsdale, he knows he's kind of done. His time is done. Like he says, his dad made that stupid quote saying, "Oh, my son has lost his smile." You know, he's a grown man, by the way, talking about, "Oh, my son has lost his smile." Bro, he's a grown man, like, and now he made all the Arsenal fans lose their smile until Havertz scores the winner. So I never want to hear his dad talk again about the media saying, "Oh, you know, the media are writing harsh articles, or they're being too harsh on my son. Like he's lost his smile." Right. Like, bro, like, he deserves to lose his smile now after that stupid mistake. But enough about Ramsdale. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but like, you've got to say how it is. And as a Man United fan, I enjoyed that a lot. But yeah, for the rest of the game, you know, Arsenal kind of dominating. They can't really do anything. Then Tony, he does that stupid, like ridiculous shot. I was gonna say stupid, but like it almost came off. Like it's from ridiculously far out, like close to the halfway line. Like he has no right to shoot there. Like there's no reason for him to shoot there. But you know, he takes it first time. It might even be outside the left foot. You know, tries to bend it close to top corner, and Ramsdale, who's like a bit like well off its line, because Arsenal are high up the pitch, playing a high line. The goalkeeper's going to be high to receive the ball, but yeah, Tony smashes it. It almost goes in. If it goes in, it's probably up there. Goal of the season with Garnacho. And Ramsdale makes a save. That is a good save. Like, give him credit, but yeah, it's a good save from Ramsdale. Great strike from Tony. Unlucky. Brentford as well have a free kick, put cross in the box. I don't know who the Brentford player is, but he should score. Like he's got a free header, like in loads of space. He should score really. Like it's so disappointing. You know, Brentford. That's my second team. I want them to do well. I also don't want Arsenal to win. You know, I never want Arsenal to win, but he should score. Like it's a free header, and he heads it straight at Ramsdale. Doesn't get enough power, and when Ramsdale makes a save, and the commentator again sounds like he's having a fucking orgasm, saying, "Oh, Ramsdale, well, you know, he's more than making up for his save. You know, he's doing really well." And like it was a bit much. Like he kind of jumped and did fingertips and was making it like a bigger save than it actually was. I promise you, most goalkeepers are saving that. Like he very much made it more dramatic than he actually is. That's kind of my criticism of Ramsdale. Like people kind of seem to like rate him too highly because of these kind of saves. Like he's good, but like those saves aren't ridiculous. Like Alisson would save that comfortably. Courtois would save that comfortably. Magnon would save that comfortably. And Ter Stegen would save that comfortably. I can go on and on and on, but most goalkeepers I would think would save that. And Arsenal again. Ben White puts the cross in the box. Oh, sorry, before that, I forgot. Declan Rice, he hit the top of the post, like in between like the post and the crossbar. Like he had from miles out. Like if he scores that, oh my god, he's too cold. But just hit the post on Ben White again, gets the ball out wide. Plays a 1-2 with Odegaard, puts the cross in the box, and Havertz, of all the players to score winner for Arsenal, calls out to be Kai Havertz. I'm sure the Chelsea fans were fuming. The script writers, round of applause, they did great. They cooked up a great game. To have a Ramsdale mistake and Havertz win in the same game, like talk about trauma. But it's great from Ben White. Obviously, great cross in the box. Havertz, clinical. You've seen that's the thing with Havertz is people talk about him saying, "Oh, he's lazy, he's this, he's that," but sometimes you need them kind of players because those lazy players are often they're not emotional. If you get chances, you want it to fall to these kind of players like Havertz, Ozil, Pogba. Like people criticize these players a lot, but these kinds of players they tend to have a lot of composure. you saw Havertz today. He got his chance and took it, and now it's kept Arsenal back in top of the league now on goal difference. Huge result for them. Good from Odegaard as well. Play that 1-2 to Ben White. You know, as a Man United fan, that would never happen at our club. Bruno would never do that. He would just get the ball and shoot and put the cross in the box instead of playing the 1-2 and then having Ben White cross. But yeah, good from Arsenal. Great from Ben White again. You could see what it meant. And I'm happy for Havertz as well, because a lot of people, myself included, kind of doubted him. We doubted Arteta. Questioned, is he worth the money? Like, is he really? Like, people even saying, he's a downgrade on Xhaka. And after the season Xhaka just had, I kind of hear it, but he's come in, done really, really well. Like, he struggled at first, but I don't know, people are saying 60 million down the drain, but he's more than making up for it now. Like, he's getting scoring goals for fun now. Like, and he's playing really well. That's the thing. His hold-up play is elite. At Chelsea, he was kind of struggling to adapt to the Premier League. Now he's kind of, showing why he has all that hype, but he wasn't really using it at Chelsea. Now he's using it. His link-up play is really good. He's always finding Saka or Trossard or Martinelli. Good from Ben White as well. The thing with Ben White is, I would say he's forcing himself in the England squad, but he's kind of made it clear that he doesn't really care about international football. Like, he was at the World Cup and said he wanted to leave. I don't know if he had like personal circumstances, but my understanding is that he doesn't really care too much about football. Like, he doesn't have a passion for it. For him, it's literally just work. He doesn't really care too much about playing for England. Like, it's nice, like his family like it, but he doesn't really care too tough. But yeah, good from Arsenal. Good 3 points, and they just keep it moving. Like, already this late in the video, we're talking about Man United, because we played Everton, won 2-0, and it was 12:30 kickoff. If you didn't watch the game, you'd probably think it was fairly comfortable. 2 penalties, 2-0 up in the first half. You would have thought, just looking at it on paper, you would think it's comfortable, but unfortunately with this team, it's far from comfortable. Man United still played poorly as usual. Bar, I think the front three, Garnacho winning those 2 penalties. Bruno, I thought, had a good game, created a lot of chances, forced Pickford to make a couple good saves. Even Rashford had a decent game, but bar the front three, I think the rest of the team were kind of poor, and the midfield just doesn't work. But we'll get into that. So, start the game, kind of like very early in the game. Everton were kind of not dominated a bit much, but they were kind of trying to start. They had the upper hand in the first 10 minutes, and then Garnacho picks up the ball, and then Tarkowski makes a stupid challenge. Like I genuinely, I don't like saying that. I don't like calling players stupid, because they're at the top and I'm sat here doing YouTube. Like, there's levels. Like, they're way better than I'll ever be. Right? I don't like calling players stupid, but that was stupid, because you're an experienced player. He's captain as well. Right? Why are you just making the tackle like that on the edge of the box? Like, there's no danger there. You just have to force him. There's more. Everton outnumbered him. Making that challenge was really, really poor, very clumsy. You don't have that. He's so far out the box. Like, he's not gonna score from there, and it's not even like we're gonna score either. Because who have we got in the box? Bruno and Rashford. Even though I don't even think Rashford's in the box. Rashford made the pass. Like, there's no danger there. Like, he's really, really poor from Tarkowski. Experienced player, captain. He should be doing a lot better. Like, he doesn't even get anywhere near. Like, he's just so slow. But yeah, Bruno steps up, slots it away, and we go 1-0 up and against the run of play. And then, after that, you're thinking with this Man United team, okay, kick on. Every single game, I say it, we go 1-0 up a lot, and it's good. We usually start games well, especially when we had Højlund. He usually score and put us 1-0 up very early on in the game, certainly the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. And you want the team to kick on now, because you've got that goal, you've got that, slight cushion. Now play well and kind of show us who you really are. got that confidence, but they just don't do it. They just can't, for whatever reason, whether it's Ten Hag, it's the quality of the players, probably both to be honest, but they just can't string passes together. They can't play out from the back. Then one brother in particular, Casemiro, this guy, oh my god, if I speak on Casemiro, I'll get cancelled, but he stinks. Like, I can't believe this guy, his fitness is done, his legs are gone, he can't keep up with the pace of the Premier League, playing 90 minutes week in, week out. He's not even that old as well, he's at 31, 32, like he's old but he's not that old. You would expect him to maybe have a bit more fitness, but clearly how you're seeing this, even his passing shit, he gave the ball away so much, and it's so frustrating as a United fan, because he's meant to be the experienced guy, you know, Kobe's next to him. Like, if you just said, oh, you've got one guy in the midfield who's composed, who's carrying the ball well, who's making smart decisions and playing good passes and not giving the ball away, and you've got another guy who's, you know, is kind of like a headless chicken and doesn't really know what he's doing, you wouldn't be able to tell who's who. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, genuinely, like, Mainu's playing like Casemiro should be playing, and Casemiro's playing like a youngster. Like, it's so embarrassing. And McTominay as well. I don't even want to speak about McTominay. I'm tired of talking about McTominay. You guys should be happy that I didn't start the podcast earlier, because if I did, bro, I'd cancel, because the stuff I was saying about McTominay, we took his name away. He's 39, he's not McTominay, and we gave him his name back because he was scoring goals. You know, we even gave him a nickname, McSauce, and he's been starting now a couple weeks now since Hoyland's been injured, and he's just not good enough. He's just not good enough to play midfield. I genuinely don't know what his position is. He's not 6 because he can't pass. He can't really tackle. He just can't. He again also runs around like a headless chicken. His passing is poor. He always just does back passes or like short passes. Yeah, he's literally just a waste of space. He just runs around and doesn't really contribute, you know. And we can't progress the ball from like the back 4 to like Bruno and the front. Well, I say Bruno to the front 3. The only one that can do it is Mainu, and to the point where Mainu is meant to be playing as number 8. You know, we're meant to be playing kind of like a diamond in midfield almost, with like Bruno false 9, and then Mainu and McTominay is the 8s and Casemiro is the 6. But Casemiro is so bad on the ball and his passing is so shit that Mainu is having to drop deep and pick up the ball from the back 4, carry it all the way out the pitch to Bruno, and this is just unacceptable. You know, Ten Hag, I don't know, I kind of feel bad for him. Like I've said, we sacked Ten Hag. I still kind of stand by it, and I think he will get sacked at some point. It's only a matter of time. I said it, you know, like October time when we lost that game to Galatasaray, and then we lost to Copenhagen after going up in both of those games. That's when I knew, like, this team, it's just done, bro. The only positives are like Hoyland, Garnacho and Mainu, but there's still no style of play. There's been literally no coaching whatsoever. None of the players have improved apart from like Dalot. It's very much like there's no style of play. I don't know if we're counter-attacking. I don't know if we're trying to keep hold of the ball. I don't know if we're trying to play a high line. I don't know how we score goals, because even today, like, we didn't really create a lot. Bruno created some. He had a free kick that Pickford saved. He had another shot that Pickford saved, but you know, that's about it really with this United team. And you know, there's some positives, but like, you know, you've been in the job now for a year, like over it. Like, how has it over a year? Yeah, over a year now. Well, like, he's had a full season, and now he's had like over a season and a half now. Like, we should be seeing some kinds of progress, but I think that's so jarring. Ten Hag is, like, he's a bitch. Like, he's managing like a bitch. He doesn't want to play his way. He doesn't want to try and improve the team. He doesn't want to take any risks and progress the team and potentially lose. He just wants to win and keep his job. Like, he knows the pressure's there. He knows Ratcliffe is gonna probably replace him. Like, he only cares about the team winning, and that's just not sustainable. Like, you can't just focus on results. You have to have a style of play. You have to like have the players passing well. You have to have the players like knowing what they're doing, and it just doesn't look like it. Like, it just looks like Bruno's kind of doing everything, and it's just a joke of a team, really. Like, we miss Mount a lot as well. That's the other thing as well. With McTominay playing as that right midfielder, he adds nothing in terms of passing the ball, progressing the ball. Mount would actually be good. It's disappointing to see he's not there. I've heard he's back in training, hopefully. So hopefully this end of the season he can do something. Because I wasn't a fan of his signing, but I feel like we kind of don't really have a choice but to play him, because Casemiro can't play week in, week out. Eriksen's old, McTominay, class. Like, you can see the squad, they need a huge clear out in that midfield, and it's just so frustrating because you went into the season as a United fan expecting like, oh, maybe we can push, you know, not for the title, but we can maybe go far in the Champions League and get like third or fourth. I had us to finish fourth. You know, I saw Liverpool's window. I saw the players Liverpool got: Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch. Like, I saw the way Salah as well was frustrated that they had the Europa League. Van Dijk was frustrated that they had the Europa League. I said, okay, I know Liverpool are going to be back. I knew City and Arsenal were going to drop off, so I had United finish fourth. And I thought we'd go far in the Champions League, but it's just been so disappointing the way the season has unfolded. And the other thing as well, I almost forgot with Ten Hag, is his recruitment's been shit, his coaching's been shit, and now his player management has been dreadful as well, because we have Amad Diallo. Anyone that doesn't know, we've got academy player Amad Diallo. I say he's an academy player, he's not really anymore. He's from the United Academy, but I don't know how old he is now. He's 21, I reckon. Yeah, he's 21 years old. He's a right winger. We sent him on loan at Sunderland last season. He did well. He got them into the playoffs, and they were unlucky not to get promoted. Played in pre-season, then got injured, so he hasn't really played much this season. But he's been fit now for the past couple months, and he's just had literally 0 game time whatsoever. I don't even think he's even started any games. Yeah, he's had literally no game time. He's had literally no starts, and it's very, very frustrating as a United fan, because he's a very, very good player. And the worst part about it is he's not playing Ahmad, who's actually good and can actually do something, but he's playing that fucking bum Anthony, who does fuck all. It's not even like Premier League. I can understand it because we're fighting for top 4. You know, Garnacho's been doing really well. It's kind of hard to get Garnacho out of the team, but even in the FA Cup, he's still playing Anthony over him. He's not even bringing Ahmad off the bench. Like, and whenever he does, it's usually like the last for 10 minutes of the game, and can't do anything there. If I was Ahmad, I'd be very frustrated. And even today as well, 2-0 up in the first half, very much comfortable, and instead of bringing on, actually before that, at City, just last week, you know, Garnacho looked very tired, because Garnacho had played a lot of games in a row. It would have made more sense to rest him, because you could see he was getting tired. But instead of that, he brings on fucking Anthony as well, and Haram Rabat, bro. That guy as well, he stinks as well. He's another midfielder, I forgot about him. That guy, man, I don't even want to call him Rabat. He's Haram Rabat now. Like, I think he's a Muslim, so it's Ramadan, so he needs to pray extra hard, because he's been so poor. Like, he needs to pray, because he stinks. He can't run either. I thought he'd be good. Like, World Cup, we saw him, he was running, you know, playing for Morocco, but he fooled everyone. He stinks. Like, he can't pass the ball either. He gives the ball away. Like, I don't know what his purpose is, like, as a footballer either. He's on loan, thankfully. You know, better not make it permanent. I'm sure he's going to go back to Fiorentina or Syria. Keeping my eye on you, because that league there, questionable, very questionable. Yeah, and then now today, against Everton, 2-0 up, comfortable. The other two games I can understand it, because against Forest in the FA Cup it was 0-0, and it was, like he brought him on, but it was kind of late, and like you can understand why. You could kind of allow it because it wasn't like the game was still finely balanced, and he probably doesn't want to take that risk. But and against City as well, it was still kind of 1-1. Like it's a big game. Maybe you don't want to again take that risk. But today we're 2-0 up. There's literally, and we're comfortable. Like we're not playing well, but like, neither are Everton. But Everton, they had loads of shots. I think they had like 20 signing shots. How many shots? Yeah, they had 23 shots. They had more shots than us, but they weren't good. Most of them shots were shit. Like they weren't really that threatening. Like Onana made a couple of good saves, but like it was pretty much a routine. Like they weren't really that threatening, and so you think, okay, maybe bring on Ahmad the 70th minute and let him see what he can do, and then maybe you can, like, even if you don't like him and you don't think he's good enough, at least like bring him on so we can maybe sell him in the summer if we have to. But he didn't even want to do that. Instead, he brings on Haram, Rabat, and Anthony. And what is the point of having this great young player, young talent, and just not playing it? Like I can't understand why. It's just so frustrating as a United fan seeing how shit we play, and Ten Hag just making the most like bland, like roast chicken decisions. It's just so frustrating. And I think the club has still got a long way to go. The summer, I don't even think we need to sign too many players. It's more we need to get rid of players, and there is some positives. Onana again doing well. Dallow's doing well. Colvin Minor's coming to the team and impressed. Garnacho's been doing well on the right wing, which again took him ages to do. By the way, we've been saying from last season he should have played Garnacho right wing instead of playing Anthony, but yeah, but they're still, we've taken like one step forward, but now we're 2 steps back, and I just want to see this team like do something. Like I don't even care about wins. I just want them to play well and like pass the ball well, but it's not gonna happen. I genuinely, it's only a matter of time before Ten Hag gets sacked. Now, as for Everton, with the 2 penalties they gave away were shit. Like really poor from Tarkowski and Ben Godfrey. Good from Garnacho as well. Like I've been very negative with United. We did win. You have to give Garnacho some credit. But from an Everton point of view, the 2 penalties they gave away were really poor. They had a lot of shots but couldn't really do anything with it. They were threatening but not that threatening. Very much a mid performance. And it's very weird because Everton, like, they have some good players in there. They've got Sean Dyche, a good coach. They are very much like a well-regimented team thing. So to give away 2 penalties is a shock, because that's not like a Dutch team at all. And the 2 goals were kind of individual mistakes from Everton with those penalties. But Pickford played well. He made a couple good saves. And Brentford as well. That's the player I forgot to mention. Jared Brentford, he's cold. He's so good. Like left-sided centre back. I think he's left-footed as well. He's only 21. He's tall. I think he played under 21s for England. He's sick. He needs to go to the Euros for me, like, without a shadow of doubt. Like I don't know who you have to get rid of for him, but he has to get into, for me, the England squad without a shadow of doubt. I'll be shocked if he doesn't come in this like March internationals, which, to be fair, that squad might even be out by the time this video comes out because my editing shit. But yeah, he's so good, by the way. I didn't realize how good he was. Like, I've seen clips of him, I've heard about him. I've heard how impressive he was, but actually seeing it, he was very good today. In the Everton defense that was shit, he very much like made it very difficult for Bruno, Rashford, and Garnacho. He is definitely one to watch. I'm sure most of you guys don't really care about Everton too much, but anyone that isn't, if you are like English or you support England, like, he is one to watch. I'm sure, I have no doubt he will play for England for a good number of years in the future. And, they do have some positives. I thought Amadou Onana as well, James Garner. They have a good midfield. They have genuinely a solid team. They just can't score goals. Beto, he's alright, but he's just not really clinical either. Decore, again, it's the same. And off the bench, they've got like literally nothing. DCL, he stinks, by the way. That guy, he needs to focus on fashion. Like, he's not a footballer. He's a fashion model and part-time footballer. He's not footballer and part-time model. He stinks, but he can't score goals. Like, he can't score to save his life. He's so bad. And I feel bad for Sean Dyche. It's really nothing. They're lucky that their defense is so good, because otherwise, to be honest, their squad don't really deserve to stay in the. They're 16th. Okay, so they're alright, but it's just because the league is so bad this year. But next season I worry for them, because the championship, the teams in the championship that look likely to come up, Leicester look really good. They play good football. They look like a well-coached team. They genuinely have like a Premier League level team. Leeds as well, they've been very impressive. But the point is, the championship teams are doing really well, and next season it's going to be hard for Everton to stay in the league if they keep, not scoring goals like this. West Ham vs Burnley, 2-2. Burnley went 2-0 up actually. That's a funner goal, by the way. That was ridiculous. Oh my god. He gets past one player and just smashes it top corner. Ariel has no chance from far out as well. And Burnley, they kind of need that, because they've been shit. So that's the kind of thing you kind of need. If you want to stay up, which they probably want, they need all the help they can get. And that was a great strike. And then West Ham, and then they get the second goal. They attack well. They're putting a good cross in the box, and it's unfortunate. It's a Mavropanos goal. You can take that man out of Arsenal, but you can't take the Arsenal out of the man. It's unfortunate for West Ham really, because they weren't that bad, but Burnley 2-0 up, and you're thinking, they need to hold on now, because they've been shit all season. They've been getting smoked by every single team in the league. At least now, when you're actually in a winning position for once, hold on and try to get away with the 3 points. At least do something. At least give us a chance that you're gonna stay up. But no, they don't do that. They just can't compete with West Ham. West Ham switch back on, and they just start popping. Burnley, they just create chance after chance after chance. No one really coordinating the back four, and one player tries to clear it, he kicks it straight into Paqueta, and he just slots it away. He's cold, by the way, Lucas Paqueta. He's too good for West Ham. I'm sorry, West Ham fans, but he's genuinely. It's unfortunate for him that he didn't go to Man City. If Man City had Paqueta, they would be comfortable top of the league, because they should have got him instead of Nunes, but Mateus Nunes, sorry. But there was that betting thing, and there were question marks over, is he going to get a ban? Is he going to get? Do we really want to sign him if he's going to get a ban? That's, I think, what City were thinking, but he obviously didn't get the ban, and City kind of probably would be slightly upset that they didn't get him, and they paid all that money for Mateus Nunes instead, because Mateus Nunes stinks, but Paqueta's genuine quality, and he'll almost certainly, I imagine, he'll go to City at some point, or he'll go to he's genuinely like a Man City, Barcelona, Real Madrid. He should be playing at top club. He's too good for West Ham, but he gets that goal. Kudos as well. He was cooking on the left today. Sometimes he plays on the right, but he's been cooking today. And West Ham just created chance after chance after chance. And Burnley, they defended okay, but the quality in the end, the cream always rises to the top. And Danny Ings, he comes on, I'll be honest, he should have had a hat-trick. He had one goal disallowed for offside, very narrow, very unlucky. He gets the second goal, and then the third one he hits the post. So yeah, he had a couple chances, very unlucky, but he had a good cameo off the bench. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot Danny Ings was even a player. I thought he retired after he left Southampton, but he scored against his former club as well. But yeah, script writers were cooking for that game. But yeah, all in all, I'm not gonna lie. Even though Burnley started the game well, this is 2 points drop for West Ham because they dominated. Really and truly, they dominated after the 2 goals went in. And Burnley kind of went in their shell, and I'm not gonna lie. Anyone that drops points against Burnley is very disappointing. Burnley are so poor. This is about that 2 points drop for West Ham, and I'm not gonna lie, it's 3 points drop for Burnley. As much as I can't believe I'm saying it's a draw, but both teams will be disappointed. Like, you're 2-0 up, Burnley. Like, of all the games, like maybe this one you can maybe put in 110%, but they can't even do that. And West Ham should be beating these kind of teams. West Ham have genuinely like a Europa League level squad. Like, they should be doing way better than this. So Bournemouth played Sheffield United. 2-2 again. The main standout for this game is Dominic Solanke, because he had a stinker. He missed a penalty. It's unlucky he slipped. And just skied it. That is unlucky. And then he gets a goal, but it's ruled up. VAR disallow it because it hits his hand in the build up. And then he didn't score. Against Sheffield United, you would have thought he would score. Like, he's been having a good season, but today he very much had a stinker. But in terms of the actual game, Sheffield United, they go 2-0 up very comfortably in the first half. The penalty, by the way, I don't know who the Sheffield United player is, but it's a shit like penalty to concede. Really, really poor tackle, but again, they got away with it. They get numbers in the box and they score. They finally go 1-0 up, but they have a corner. This is where the real issue is. They have the set piece. It goes to Neto. He should just punch it away. He punches it straight into Dominic Solanke, and then Sheffield United score. And there's poor goalkeeping. Like, you could punch it anywhere. Why you punch it straight into the guy in front of you? Like, it's not even like you can't see him. He's right there. You could aim for anywhere else, and it's really poor. For the first time, I think Sheffield United got 2-0 up, and away from home, thinking, oh, maybe it could be upset here. Bournemouth, get back into the game. Dango Atara, I think he's a winger, but Iraola, he's got Bournemouth playing decent football. They don't always get results. They're playing good football, and I'm not gonna lie, if I was a Bournemouth fan, that's all I really care about. So next is Wolves versus Fulham. Wolves won 2-1. Fulham should have won. Fulham were very disappointed. They had so many chances in this game. They had way more chances than Wolves. 7 shots on target, 23 shots in total. Wolves had 8 shots and Fulham had 23. That kind of sums it up. So they had so many chances, Fulham. They couldn't take them. Whether it was Harry Wilson, Iwobi, just none of them could. Even Andres Pereira, none of them could take their chances. And Wolves, they had a couple setbacks early on. Pedro Neto again went off injured, but you have to give huge credit to Gary O'Neill, because Wolves have had a lot of setbacks. No Pedro Neto. Huang obviously went to the Asia Cup. Mateus Cunha's now injured. I don't know, where is Huang? Was he even in the squad? Oh, he's injured as well. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so Huang went to the Asia Cup and is now injured. Mateus Cunha is now injured. Pedro Neto's been injured a lot this season, and he's their best player. So all of their forwards, their 3 best attackers, are all injured, and he's still managing to get results. So you have to give huge credit to him, and they're still managing to score goals. Which let's not forget, Wolves last season they couldn't score for shit. Like, genuinely, most of their games were like 0-0, 1-0 loss, 2-0 loss. But they get the goal. Aït-Nouri, good finish. He had a great game. They have a lot of chances. They can't take them away. They can't put them away. And then Wolves get kind of lucky with Tom Kenny on goal. It was a deflection from Nelson Semedo shot. But you make that luck if you keep playing well, and that's what Wolves do. And then Fulham kind of sums up. They didn't take their chances. They should have won the game. They kind of smoked Wolves, but Wolves, they fought back, and Iwobi scores that scores a late goal, but the game's already done by then. And where both these teams are, because they're both kind of mid-table. Wolves are 9th, and Fulham are 12th. So okay, they're both calm though. They're both not going to get relegated. They're both kind of, I think, just focusing on next season. Neither of them are going to get Europe. You know, maybe actually, to be fair, Wolves are only 2 points off West Ham. Maybe they could actually. So Wolves could get 7th, and that's probably in the Conference League. If they get Conference League, by the way, that is incredible from Gareth. Like, that is close to, like, he should be nominated for manager this season if they could get 7th. It's unlikely though with West Ham and Brighton. I think Brighton are gonna get knocked out the Europa League. I think Roma popped them up 4-0 in the first leg. So unless Brighton do a crazy remontada, they're probably gonna be out the Europa League. And once they're out the Europa League, they'll focus on the Prem, and they won't have to rotate as much. They'll probably get some, or even West Ham. I don't know how much longer West Ham are going to go in the Europa League. But West Ham squad is a lot better than Wolves, so it'll be hard. But if they can get some, that is a huge achievement. Because a lot of people had Wolves going down, and Gareth has done a great job there. Fulham, they just have to charge the season this game. So if you lose a player like Mitrovic, there's not really a lot you can do going into the season. Marcus Silva, again, is a good manager, he's doing a decent job. Kind of just needs to rebuild. So Crystal Palace vs Luton. Start of the game, Luton were kind of shaky in their passing. They were trying to play out from the back. It wasn't really working. Palace kind of pounced on it. Daniel Munoz, who's playing right wing back. Alfie Doherty, Luton's left wing back, who has been having a really, really good season. He has a miscommunication with the Luton back three, and he plays a poor pass, and Munoz, give him credit, runs onto it and puts in the effort to win the ball back, and he skips past the Luton back four, takes it around the goalkeeper, and then unselfishly puts in on the plate for Mateta, and Palace got 1-0 up early. And I'm not gonna lie, Palace kind of dominated this game. They really had a lot of good chances, hit the post a couple of times. They should have won, to be honest. It is, again, a 2-point drop for Palace. Luton will be happy though with getting a point right at the end, because they weren't great today. They kind of got caught out a couple of times playing off the back and gave the ball away in dangerous areas. And yeah, I don't know what was there. It's just one of them things that happens. You know, the quality of the squad, they can only do so much, and really, they got bailed out a bit by Kaminsky, the goalkeeper, Alfie Doughty. He was responsible for the first goal. He kind of redeemed himself for the second, for the Luton goal, by getting the assist. And Eze as well, bro. He's too good for Palace. That's kind of the summary of Palace is they've got Eze. He's too good. He should be at a top 6 team. He should be at a Spurs, Villa, even United. To be honest. Okay, he's too good for that team. And I'll give some credit to Oliver Glasner, because he's got Palace playing good attacking football. We don't know whether this new manager bounced or not, but they created a lot of chances. They hit the post, they hit the crossbar. Kaminsky had to make a couple good saves, and yeah, that kind of sums up that game. 1-1, and Luton get that goal right at the end of the game. Palace will be fuming to concede so late. Right, so last game, Brighton vs Nottingham Forest. As I said, Nottingham Forest fighting for relegation, Brighton fighting for Europe. Brighton won 1-0. This game was a very, very scrappy game. Very much a lack of quality in this game. Brighton got 1-0 off from a set piece. The set pieces are shambles. I don't even know what's going on. There's just hella fouls, hella deflections, and for Brighton it's just 1-0. They'll take it and move on. Bounce back from the Europa League. Forest will be slightly disappointed though, and they'll be slightly frustrated because Brighton made a challenge. I think Yakamoda, he made a shit challenge. He should have been sent off. He hardly gets the ball. The follow through is dangerous. It's really reckless as well. 2 feet in the air. Okay, it's a really, really bad tackle. If our Forest would be very frustrated, he gets a yellow, but to be honest, he probably should get red. He gets the ball but barely. like he gets the ball, but the follow through is really bad, and like it is through the ankle as well. It's dangerous and reckless. It should, I think, should be red. And Forest will feel hard done, but you know, both the keepers I thought played well. They both made some good saves, but really it's a huge lack of quality in both teams. You can see Brighton retired from the Europa League. It's not reached the end of the video, but don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
I'm not.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm gonna do team of the week and player of the week. So we could do a 4-3-3 in goal. Not many teams kept clean sheets really this weekend, so I'm gonna put a Nana. Left back, I think it kind of has to be Nori. He scored, played well. 2 centre backs, without a doubt, has to be Van Dijk. You know, pocketed Haaland, and the other one, Christian Romero. He's, you know, Spurs played well. They had a very comfortable time in defence. And he like pretty much pocketed Watkins. Midfield 3 is Endo, obviously, without a doubt, has to be Endo. Pocketed De Bruyne. Price, centre mid, the other centre mid. Again, scored, had a great performance for Arsenal. And the third midfielder, I'm going to put Palmer. I know he plays right wing, but he can play as a midfielder. He pretty much carried Chelsea in that Newcastle game. Goal and assist. Front 3, left wing Son. He goal, 2 assists, great play, great like link up with the team. Right wing Garnacho, 2 assists, one both penalties, was the only real threat for United. And centre forward, I put Kai Havertz, because he scored the winner for Arsenal. Honorable mentions, obviously, there's one big one for me that I'm really frustrated that I couldn't get him in the team is McAllister. Got him in. Maybe, yeah, comment down below how I could have got McAllister in, but yeah. And also comment down below your team of the week. Yeah, honourable mentions, McAllister, Nico Jackson as well. He had an overall good game for Chelsea. Joe Gomez, again, you know, dealt with Phil Foden at left back. And Pat Matasar as well. He's been great for Spurs. Yeah, player of the week is Endo. He's standing on business.
Stay sitting down, we standing on business. Hey, standing on business.
He pocketed De Bruyne and just had a great game overall. Again, it was one thing doing it in the Carabao Cup against Chelsea. It's something to do against Man City in a big title decider. And yeah, obviously I could have put Van Dijk, I could have put Palmer, but you know, the big games, the big players, he really stepped up. That's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, you already know, don't click off. I can see the analytics, I can see all you guys clicking off right now. Don't click off. Like it, subscribe it, share the video as well. I appreciate all of the love, and yeah, Spotify, follow the podcast. So, yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys on the next step. Peace.
Falling in love. Yo. First things first, fuck everybody. I learned the hard way, don't put trust in anybody. Getting comments all the time, it was playing with my mind. I was just a kid and no one forced to check up on me. I ain't a fool no more. I'm 20, no I ain't inside the school no more. AJ, they don't know we ain't cool no more. We ain't cool no more, nah, nah, nah. Why do you wanna take my kindness for weakness? Had to discard all my feelings. It may be hard to perceive who love my past and future achievements. And ever since I lost a couple kilos, the dot come Valentino. I've come so far, I worked so hard, was my witness, yeah, he knows. I wasn't happy with myself, I was never enough. Conversations with myself, think I'm falling in love. I wasn't happy with myself, I was never enough. I think I'm falling in love. I think I'm falling in love. Falling. I think I'm falling in love. I'm falling. I think I'm falling in love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I'm falling in love.